What's up, everybody? Jack and Dylan here, and we are standing in front of our brand new Trails West RPM Boondock Nation Edition trailer.
This trailer is sick. We look forward to every fall picking up our new trailer from Trails West, and this year we have some special features that are exclusive to the Boondock Nation Edition package that we want to show you.
This trailer is our home base in the winter. With all the travel that we do around the West and even here in the Midwest, we rely on this thing to be our shop, to be our gear room, to be a lot of things, to be honest. So people who have seen our trailer, they know that we're typically working out of this thing late at night and putting a lot of miles on throughout the winter.
So keep in mind, that's our use. When we designed this trailer and worked with Trails West to include all of these features, they are specific to our use and what you might need if you're on the road traveling from different sled destinations across the West.
So with that being said, let's check out some of the features that make the Boondock Nation Edition different than any other trailer out there. So starting up front here, you'll see that we have a gooseneck trailer. This is a 34-foot long trailer. It's also available in a 28. So that's how long the floor space is inside. And the Boondock Nation Edition is only available in a gooseneck. We don't have a bumper pull edition at this time.
Another thing that you should note is this fuel dispensing system. So what's really cool about the Boondock Nation Edition is it comes with its own fuel tanks that are built into the trailer. It holds 80 gallons of fuel of your choice, whether you want to put 40 gallons of race gas in and 40 gallons of premium. It is selectable between two tanks if you wanted to do that. So you guys that are into turbos or mod sleds of any sort, it's a super cool feature.
Yeah, definitely. And up here we've got our batteries, our propane tanks, our spare tires, and there's actually a lot of room down here if you wanted to put tire chains or some other, straps and stuff. This is a great spot for storage.
So another thing that you'll notice about the outside of this trailer is that it actually has an awning. That's something that we put on our trailer last year to kind of test to see how we would use it and if it is usable as a snowmobile trailer. And we grew to love it, especially for spring riding.
Yeah, it's super nice, especially in the springtime when you're chilling outside, working on sleds, or even camping out of this thing, because we'll show you, you can do that inside. One of our biggest features and biggest changes this year to the Boondock Nation Edition, and one thing that makes it different from other trailers, is that we have eliminated the front drop-down door, similar to the Trails West Freeride trailer. In doing that, we moved the man door up here, from over the axles, and what that does is it allows us to throw our gear bags up front very easily and access all our gear and camera equipment. And that way, when the trailers load up with sleds, we don't have to work our way through them to get up front. So we're really excited to try this out this winter. I think it's going to work out really well, just having the man door here for easy access to the front of the trailer.
Absolutely.
And you'll see here with the decal on the side, one of the features of the Boondock Nation Edition is their extreme cold weather package. So the extreme cold weather package has a 80,000 BTU furnace. This thing heats up quick.
Fast.
It's got extra insulation all around, and the entire undercarriage is spray insulated.
Yeah.
So this thing heats up in a couple of minutes, and it really is efficient on propane because it retains that heat really well.
Yep, you can turn on the heater on full blast, 80,000 BTUs coming at you fast, and it heats up, like Jack said, in a couple minutes. If you turn it on at the gas station that you're filling your sleds up before you head up to the parking lot, it'll be nice and toasty by the time you get there.
Yep. Speaking of getting gas, here on the side there's a couple fuel doors. So between these two fuel doors and the front man door, it's really easy to fill 3 rows of sleds as they're positioned in the trailer. If you're going to use the onboard fuel, you can fill those up on the same side here. That 80 gallons is positioned right over the axles to keep that weight balance throughout the trailer.
Yep.
This trailer is available in a couple of different exterior colors this year. We went with this light kind of concrete gray, and it's really sharp.
It's grown on us.
Yeah, definitely. And on the outside too, on the Boondock Nation Edition, is extra clearance lights. This thing lights up going down the road with ambers all around and reds down the back. It looks sharp. So that's all the exterior features. Let's head inside, guys, and check out what really makes this trailer sweet. A feature that Trails West builds in-house, and we've added to our last 2 trailers, is the race doors in the back. We really love this convenience for many reasons. One, it lets in a ton of natural light when you're getting ready in the morning or working on sleds. 2, it's really easy to go in and out of these doors when you've got the sleds out back. You're packing up your tunnel bag, oil, whatever you're doing in the morning. The bottom half's insulated, and it's just another layer to help retain heat.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like Jack mentioned, huge fan of that. Even though we don't race, it's definitely a useful thing for backcountry and recreational riding. Now you'll notice here, this is where the man door used to be on the previous Boondock Nation Edition. So by eliminating the man door, as we mentioned earlier, and moving it up to the front, we now have room for a new and another storage organizing tray right here. Paired with some USB chargers right above coat hooks conveniently. If you're hanging your avalanche bags here, got plenty of USBs to charge your radio, your inReach, whatever it might be. So yeah, an extra little storage and coat hooks never hurt anything, that's for sure.
Yeah, by removing that front drop down door, definitely freed up a lot of wall space in here. So you can customize one of these trailers with a lot more features on the walls, that's for sure.
Yeah.
One thing is this little shop rack here. You could put cans of lubricants, whatever, other supplies up top, and then of course paper towel. And that's all conveniently right over the workbench that folds up here. So Trails West makes all this stuff in-house, which I think is really cool. They're an Idaho company, and the guys that they have working definitely put a lot of pride into these. Cup holders are also throughout the Boondock Nation Edition. That's mandatory because it's important to enjoy some beverages while you're working on your sled.
Hanging out at night, whatever it might be, living on the road. Also, you'll see here on Jack's side, there are more flip-up benches. Just another spot to sit down when you're getting your boots on, geared up for your day of riding.
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention too is up here, we've got this L-track in the ceiling. So to lift the rear end of my sled right now, we could just throw a strap up here, jack it up, check track tension, work on the front shocks, do your skis, whatever it may be. This has become a feature that we've used a ton while working on our sleds over the last couple of years.
The old tunnel sling.
Yeah.
Well, moving forward, as you can see here, it's kind of in my way, but Jack's sled is here blocking the mirror. Very important part to our trailer. Gotta look pretty, right?
Look good, play good. And then over on the other side, guys, this is pretty standard throughout Trails West trailers. We've got a 36-inch cabinet here for storage, and then we've got the heated helmet cabinet. So you throw 4 helmets in here, heat's plumbed right into it. Nothing better than throwing on a toasty lid in the morning, especially when you're going out for a cold day, and it'll thaw your goggles out like that.
So one thing that you'll notice, and this is new on the 2022 RPMs and Boondock Nation Edition package, is the lights are all in this angled piece of the ceiling. We no longer have overhead direct lighting. Everything is either on the sides or down below. That's something that we added a couple years ago were these lower lights. Huge fan of the indirect lighting. Like we say, we spend a lot of time in here wrenching on sleds, and just prefer the light coming in from other angles. It's just kind of a convenience more than anything, but
yeah,
cool.
It's really nice when you've got the panels open and you're working on something inside the sled to have that ambient light coming in from the sides. I have enough places to sit in one of these trailers, so we added this couch last year. Super comfy place to sit, especially when you're sitting here working on your clutches, or whatever it is. Doesn't get much better than that. This also folds into a bed, so if you're on the road and need to take a nap, very convenient to be able to sleep here and throw another person up front with a big snack.
So, like we said, moving the man door up to the front, eliminating the ramp. We now have moved the location of our heater and our switches and all the controls for the trailer. They're all right here, so when you come in the door, you can flip on the heat, the lights, whatever it might be. Next to the door, like it should be, up in the front. Yeah,
and there's some sweet exterior lights too that we didn't point out. Underneath the awning, there's some pretty trick LEDs, and then of course a floodlight for the front door as well, for easy access. Up front here, this is where we hang all of our gear. So on these hooks, it's really easy to hang your jackets, bibs, and then up top here is the onesie rack. Below all of this stuff, we've got the heat plumbed through the floor. So not only is that their track melt system and it melts off your sled quickly, but it's also meant to passively bring warm air through your gear and dry out your gear quickly. That being said, we've also got forced air boot dryers, glove dryers, spots hang your goggles. This is kind of the gear station, and works out really well for hanging up your gear at the end of the day. Keep the heat cranking, thaw out the sleds. Gear's usually dry by the time the sleds are thawed out.
You'll also notice that there are a bunch of USB ports like this, similar to the one at the back, tray organizer as well. So if you're charging radios, phones, inReaches, whatever it might be, these things are kind of placed everywhere in a spot that you could set down the unit that you're charging.
Yeah, there's actually 21 USBs in this trailer. So that should cover all of our devices,
yeah.
Right? Up front here, this is the main furnace. So lots of forced air out of here along with the floor. We've also got our stereo up here that controls the kicker sound system. It's got kicker speakers throughout, and of course, the big sub up front. Doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, this thing bumps. That is for sure. Also, the gooseneck area on these trailers, and this was a feature that came on all of the 2021 RPMs, but want to mention it again, is this gooseneck is now much larger space. They increased the height of it and added windows up front, and that adds a lot of natural light, which we're huge fans of, and just gives you more room to put stuff up there, whether it's gear bags or other stuff that you need in your trailer.
So there's a few different ways to keep this trailer full of power. You can plug in a 110 outlet up in the front of the gooseneck on the outside, and that powers these 110 outlets that are throughout the trailer. There's one up front, one here, one over the workbench. You can power tools through it. You can charge other things up, battery drill, whatever. This trailer also charges off the truck. So while the truck's running and we're driving, it's charging. We do carry a generator, but we barely have to use it because this trailer also has a solar panel on the roof. So when you're out riding, this thing will be charging itself in the parking lot, provided that it's sunny. And like I said, we didn't even use our generator last year because this thing just keeps, the solar panel just keeps the batteries full.
Yep, pretty slick, pretty convenient. We used the solar panel last year as the first year we were exposed to that, and it does work. So I think that's just another added benefit.
We've got two roof vents on this trailer with ventilation fans built in. There's speed control and direction control on these fans, and you can turn them on right here on the switch panel. So that's definitely a convenience. When you start up 6 sleds in this trailer, it can get a little smoky, and these fans will just draw that exhaust right out.
Well, thank you guys so much for following us along and going through the tour of our new 2022 Boondock Nation Edition. This is pretty much our home for the coming winter season, and we are stoked to put this thing to use.
Absolutely. So let us know what you think, and let us know if you have any questions. Drop them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer them. And if you have any ideas for our next trailer too, we'd love to hear those as well. So we'll put a link to Trails West website in the description, so feel free to check that out if you need more information. And we're going to load this thing up with a bunch of gear and sleds soon and head west. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.